Hey there, it's Joy with Decor Made with Joy, and we are going to talk about greening up a grapevine base. I have a ton of greenery here, and I have some fall things, and this is going to be a fall design. I'll show you what the inspiration for this is. With our luxury loops box, last month we got this orange and teal Ferris silk that I think is really beautiful, and it came with a bigger roll that had the same colors in it, but I really like this. It's got some diamonds in it. Let me take the plastic off since I'm going to be using it. I have to do that anyway. So it's got some diamonds in it, and it's got some splashes of orange and gold trim, and I'm just real attracted to the contemporary feel to this, so I'm going to make it be my rock star. And last year I had worked with these picks that from Craft Outlet that have the teal and orange pumpkins in them. And they have some orange leaves. They have some teal or aqua eucalyptus, and they have some berries. Real fun to work with. And then also last year to a design, I created an animal print design that sold real quickly, and it had this smaller version of that, so I restocked all of that from Craft Outlet. So I'm going to build my design around these picks and that ribbon. Well, I got to looking at all my different greenery and leaves and so forth, and you know what you green it up with, the bottom layer doesn't need to be your most expensive thing you're going to add to your wreath, because you're going to layer a lot of stuff on top of it. So I had this really fall looking greenery in my stash, and it says it's neutral willow leaf stem, and it looks like I got it from Oriental Trading. That's an odd place to buy supplies, but we all are everywhere. And it came kind of all, you know, crunched up, so I've been clipping some off and fanning it out and looking to see if you can trim it into pieces. And definitely you can. There are opportunities to make 2 or 3 pieces out of each one of these. And the first thing you're going to do, and a mistake that some of us make, and I know I did in the beginning, is not getting the fullness of your product, because the fuller it is, it will cover more things. So just take some time and you know, spread that out a bit. Look how pretty that is. It's just really going to make a great base. So I've got one piece of it trimmed up, and as soon as my glue pot finishes warming up, we'll start greening up this base. Okay, before we start dipping in glue and adding to the base, I'll just show you up close a little bit how to get 2 or 3 pieces out of this. So as you spread it out, look for opportunities to trim it off. Like right here, if I trim right there, I'm going to have a nice big piece at the top and a big piece at the bottom. So I definitely can get 2 pieces out of this. I'll just clip it off and set both of these pieces to the side, and then I'll be adding them to my grapevine. Okay, so my glue is all melted, and again, I'm just going to start building out my base, greening up this base. And I do think this willow, you know, looks like late fall, like this does. you know, we don't want to put a bunch of greenery in there, although we would be covering it up. So think about, I'm going to cover up a like C shape. And so dip it in my glue, go on the angle between your grapevine and just add it in there. Spread it out. Sometimes I get in a big hurry and I dip and then just immediately go over, and that just like more likely you'll burn yourself. It'll drip more. So try to take a moment and let it drip over the pot before you go out and add it to your wreath. And again, it's so important to go on the angle here versus going straight through your grapevine. So I'm going to need to trim this one off just a little. Dip. And put it on the angle. And I love that some pieces are dangling down. That's just great. If you're sort of stacking it, you don't go all the way out to the edge. You're sort of stacking the next one, just a little overlap, or an overlap on your greenery. But look at that. And where do I want my bow? Well, the most popular places are about 11 o'clock and about 7 o'clock. And then if you're doing the backwards C, you're going to go over here at 1 o'clock or 5 o'clock. If you envision your wreath like a clock. Okay, next piece, dip, drip, and insert. Isn't that pretty? That's just a pretty type of greenery. And again, you'll be adding things on top of here. So, ouch, I got myself, didn't let it drip enough. So I go some inside and some outside just to get good coverage. Okay, well, I need to pause and clip up the next bush, and we'll come back and do the top. So if you're new to wreath making, you may not realize that, you know, we take the greenery down below where the bow is going to be, and then up the opposite direction above the bow. So I clipped up another bush over here, or another stem of this. Don't hesitate to bend in the shape that you want, and I'm going to start building up this upper part. The bow is going to sit right here. I don't leave a big blank spot because I want the bow to have some greenery to support it, and I can always go back in and add more later, but we're just building up our base here, greening up the grapevine. And again, so important to go between the grapevine pieces. So some on the inner and some on the outer, and just bend them to your will and make them do what you want to. You can always dry run it and place your pieces in there to see if you like where they are before you glue them down, until you get really used to doing this. Nothing wrong with that. I'm going to save these few pieces to add back in behind my bow, probably going out this direction. Alright, so that is greening up the grapevine, and let me know if you have any questions. Y'all take care. I thought I would turn the camera around and get up closer and show you what we did to green up that wreath. You know, we were gonna put our bow up here about 11 o'clock, and we just started at the bottom, but it doesn't matter which direction you start in, and we just added that all around. And again, we will be adding picks and florals and all the things we add on top of this. So I'll show you an example. You know, that will be on top of the greenery that we added. So I will be back next with making the bow for this project. Oh, I accidentally panned around and I'll show you this. I am making an army wreath for my grandson who just enlisted in the army. He's in boot camp right now, and I'll share that with you when I get ready. But my supplies just came in, and I've ordered a cool attachment off of Etsy, and I'll share that with you when the time comes.